well, I mean, just ask Joe, man. Joe Weller, like, how he felt when he lost. He just, I imagine it's the worst feeling. You know, I still let him know that he lost. And, you know, everyone else lets him know that he lost, etc. Yeah. And imagine having that pretty much for the rest of your life. You know?
It's actually horrible. Because it's true. Like, to an extent, mate, that is true. And boys and girls, basically, this video is going to essentially be a message to the loser of KSI versus Logan. As, you know, the loser of the original fight. You know, you work so hard, you know, aiming that there's only one outcome. Like, you don't even consider losing, right? And then when all of that sort of, it's actually quite deep thinking about it. It's actually deep.
How does it make you feel looking back at it?
Do you know what it is? It's like where there's an element of like blocking it out. Like you block, like you try to think, now I'm over it, I've overcome it, it's not a problem. But like when you do go back and like think about it, it's like almost unlocking a box that has just been locked away. And I guess, yeah, the emotion does come back. Like when, for 7 months of my life, I absolutely dedicated myself believing that the whole thing of like hard work pays off is just like, that's just how it is. So I'm gonna work this hard. I know I'm working harder than him, and without a doubt, that's gonna pay off. But then like when that doesn't, and it doesn't in the sense of like, you know, on the night I essentially froze. It wasn't like, oh, it was a close fight and he edged it or whatever. It was like, I just didn't turn up. I was his punching bag. To lose like in that manner and not do everything I could to at least try and win, that I think that's what hurts most. And that's like what I'm gonna say to you boys. Like the last, even if you lose this fight, make sure you absolutely give everything you can, because that will be the thing that you regret. The fact that if you don't turn up on the night and perform. Now, I just want to touch on, say like immediately after the fight, like having lost. Obviously, my immediate thing was, you know, I wanted to hold myself like, I guess, like be proud of like what I've done, stand in that ring, not like capitulate and just fall apart, you know, say what I wanted to. But the second I got backstage, I absolutely broke down in tears. Like, you know, completely didn't look at social media. Like, you won't want to look at social media, well, that's what you think. But when I eventually did, it was like 99% just like respect, 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 Joe, respect. Like, even though whatever, you know, respect, even from like KSI fans. And, you know, that was obviously good. And that lasted like, you know, for the first sort of like, you know, week or so, that was sort of what it was. I obviously immediately after the fight took time off and sort of like had a bit of a reset, thinking that like, you know, everyone's going to sort of settle down. It's going to be, you know, yeah, the respect is there and it's done. It sticks with you. Like, this ain't like normal sport where, you know, you compete, you lose, everyone's like, oh, unlucky, and then you know, you carry on. It's like, this sticks with you. The people that obviously were on Team KSI and probably only got to know of me through this fight and just saw me going at the guy that they love, they still just want to rub it in till this day. So like, no matter what I tweet, post, like whatever, I'm always reminded, like, just constantly of it. Like, no matter what, it's like, shut up, like, it just is. You don't want to post, you don't want to put anything out, you don't want to voice your opinion, because all you're going to get back is just people saying, you're salty and you're just upset that you lost. And I am. Like, I obviously am. You know, naturally, but like, that ain't like, and I did actually record reactions live to the whole press conference. And that whole, like, you know, second guessing what I'm saying, because I'm worried, oh, people are just gonna think I'm salty. People are gonna think I'm just like on Team Logan. I didn't put it out, like, because I just thought I'd get that, even though, I don't know, maybe I was just being normal. But that's the thing, it gets you to this point, because all I get is just the same, no matter, even if I am fair and reasonable or not, it's the same sort of response. Just makes you not want to post. Like, like, it's easier to just like sit, like, not do anything. But then that's against everything I stand for. Like, I want to be able to just, like, I don't care what people say, but then I just do. It's like, yeah, mate, it's a hard one. It just is.
22.
Yeah, it is. Now, some people will say, like, Joe, surely you just do want KSI to lose against Logan. Like, surely. And if you think about it, right, as much as I say, look, may the best man win, and I do, like, genuinely on the night, I want the best man to win. But if, say, a person to you, you know, had caused this amount of humiliation, you know, people to, you know, abuse you in this sort of manner and stuff, naturally there is an element where I'm not, you know, I want you to feel this. I want you to see what it's like to go through this as the person that's made it happen to me. Like, that's natural. Like, surely anyone would have that sort of, that element. I don't know, would they? Like, what do you think? Like,
100%.
It's not like a matter of pure hatred, where like the guy is literally, you know, eating me up. Oh my God, I hate him. It's not that. It's like, yeah, it's the sense of just, I would love him to go through and experience what he's made me go through. It's just as simple as that, really. You know, and if he earns the win on the night and he thoroughly deserves it, I will be there also applauding, saying fair play, well done, because you've earned it. You know, but there is always going to be that little element. Now, another thing on this whole, like, dealing with a loss of this magnitude, where, bearing in mind, what they're about to do now is even bigger than, you know, mine and JJ's fight. I guess the thing of coming to terms with, if you have a loss, not allowing that to convince you that you are a loser. Do you know what I mean? Like, that concept of, like, because there's been points where I've literally felt like I'm done. Like, in the eyes of the world, I've lost and I am a loser and I am now done. I have no right to carry on. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, like, doing, like, even just making videos, having an, like I say, having an opinion on, you know, the YouTube boxing thing, which I started, which, you know what I mean? Which I literally, you know, I started it because I love it. I'm a fan of it. So, like, I feel like you know, I do want to talk about it, but yeah, it's coming to terms, and that's almost something that I have almost, yeah, I guess, battled with, is coming to terms with not allowing the world, or, you know, the haters, whatever, what happened to define me as a loser, period, but coming through it, recognising the loss, accepting the loss, and coming back and doing what I do. And even to this day, like, I haven't fully come to terms with that. I'm not, you know, people will say, you know, well, he doesn't seem quite the same since the fight. Maybe, you know, I've heard it, you know, I have. And there is, you know, I do accept that. There is an element of that. And it's because, yeah, it is such a big emotional thing to overcome. And I am still overcoming it, but I will overcome it. Do you know what I mean? And this is what these guys, the loser of this fight, is going to have to go through. And look, think what these guys are saying. Like, how confident they are, how much they, like, are saying, oh, the loser's going to be an absolute, like, you know, going to be done. They're saying it themselves. I think the thing as well that happened to me is I got scared of losing. I got scared of losing. I actually did. And I think that's why I did nothing in the fight. Part of it subconsciously was that I had the fear of, like, I don't want to do something wrong and allow him to do anything. So I ended up I think I just did nothing. No, I think subconsciously, like, when I think, because I do try to analyse, like, why did I do nothing? Why didn't I do anything? Why didn't I throw punches like I'd be doing every day for 7 months in camp? I showed absolutely nothing that I'd been training for and that I'd been doing. Why? Because the whole situation somehow ate me up. And it's like fight or flight. And I just didn't fight, I flew. But, like, by not doing anything. What?
This is a good time to bring in that point of, this is my message.
Yeah. So I do want to bring in this message to sort of, like, tie it all up. And that is that, boys, make sure you turn up on the night, right? Because that, as the loser, will be the biggest thing that eats you up and that you regret. That you didn't deliver and show up and perform, right? So I mean, everyone has their different ways. I still, even to this day, if I was put in that scenario, I honestly think I'd need like some sort of therapy or psychologist to sort of like get me into a point where I can be in that situation and perform. But you know, that's where I respect these guys, because you've done it, you've been doing it. Obviously, like Logan on your first fight didn't show any nerves, and JJ throughout the whole thing hasn't shown any nerves. So fair play. But yeah, that is the biggest thing I will say. Make sure you turn up and perform, because otherwise it'll eat you up. So yeah, that's that pretty much. Anyways, boys and girls, if you did enjoy, please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, good stuff.